drive around a bit, and so you can have a look at them as they go by, and then we'll line them up and we'll talk to a few owners. Today, 62 in, I think, on the last parade yesterday. Very impressive Massey Ferguson 1150 row crop coming past. American tractor, a bit bigger than the average UK tractor. Followed by Massey Ferguson 178. On this lot coming through now, the blue and white vehicle is a Trantor, very interesting vehicle. We'll see if we can speak to them about that. Massey 35, being followed by the impressive Doe Triple D. Coming in at the moment, a very tall, based on 1000 series Ford, variation on the four-wheel drive speed. people. I try and pick on people who've not been in the arena over the weekend so far. We've got a very interesting collection of Kent County Council livering Ferguson's, dumpers. Can you tell us a bit more about this? You're only a driver. Fair enough. I shall move down the line. Standing next to quite an interesting Ferguson T20 petrol CVO, I think, Kent County Council Roads Department. As you see, it's got a finger bar mower on the right hand side, and on the back it's got an air-powered hedge trimmer. These are driven by the PTO belt, which is not actually fitted, it's a compressor, which then powered the hedge trimmer, which is quite a large hedge trimmer, but quite light to use because they're all aluminium. A reciprocating compressed air system used on my late great uncle had several on his farm. They would seem to work quite well. Bit different with a dumper, winging cement mixer. All this lot are all Kent County Council colours. An interesting little selection. On the front line, Malcolm with the Sedgwick's crop master. Tell us a little bit more. Spent all his life on a farm in Tamworth, Kent, and we've had him 6-7 years under the reservoir. When he was taught. Nice to see it out. Thank you. And next to that is Arthur with his diesel engine T20.
It's a Fergie TDO3 1954. I've run it about 7 years. I've got it up from scratch, and I've had a bit of fun on it.
That's what it's all about, having some fun. This one is a diesel engine. This is the Freeman Saunders design standard built diesel engine. There's the one on the end, if you notice, it's a slightly different arrangement. This one has got a Perkins P3 engine, which is another conversion that was done. You notice the bonnet line is about 3 or 4 inches higher than the Freeman Saunders diesel. This is because the P3 engine is that much taller than the Freeman Saunders standard engine. The little grey Fergie is a good tractor to start with. It's a good basic tractor. It's got a very interesting history. The mass-produced tractor with the 3-point linkage, which Harry Ferguson invented, made towing ploughs a much safer endeavour because the trail plough, which the likes of the standard Fulton would pull along, is that striped and underground structure. It needs to tip the crane, tip the tractor over, which is not good for the tractor or the driver. So with the 3-point linkage, that concentrates the force forwards, and that is a much safer arrangement if you hit something underground. It's a big selling point for the Ferguson. And they came in many different variations of diesel, petrol TVO powered engines. TVO is a term you hear bandied about. It stands for tractor vaporising oil, and that enables the engine to start on petrol, and when it gets up to temperature you can turn it over to run on TVO, which is essentially a high rate paraffin, which is cheaper, and it's a cheaper way of running a tractor. Not much loss of power, there's slightly larger pressure than the petrol engine. That is what TVO is. Right, in front of me now is a very impressive Doe Triple D belonging to the Hanks family, and Nick, tell us a bit more.
It's 1963, 108 horsepower. She was supplied by a firm up in Wisby to a land reclaiming contractor. He worked, she went back to the dealership, got split back down into two tractors. Luckily, some of the workers came on to me when it came to get rid of them. One of the tractors came back as parting to get the new 1000 series, and he's here today.
What's a bit of luck that he managed to survive. But these were, they came from Wisby, Cambridgeshire, and they were designed when the fen farmers in the heavier soil out in East Anglia were having trouble with traction with the standard Fulton Major. They needed 4 horsepower and 4 grip, so they put 2 together essentially, and that's how the front toe B came along. And now, as Nick said, it's a nice, very nice tractor. Was all controlled on the rear tractor by quite a clever hydraulic system which changes the gears. Actually changes the gears at the back. Very interesting, nice to see it out and about. As he said, they weren't at one point worth a lot of money. They were split back down to 2 tractors because at the time they weren't seen as very valuable. They were more valuable as 2 separate tractors. So ironically, they split down to 2 tractors and sold off. And luckily, this one managed to keep 2 tractors together by one way or another, and it's now back in one piece. Thank you very much. Let's have a look. Another Ferguson TE20. Hello, Mr. Edwards. Tell us a bit more about this one.
It's been several years since we did this ring.
It was a TE20 that my father bought in 1952. On the back, I've got a bell which I did back in 1970 when my wife was with our first child, so that she could help with the harvest. It is normally clipped the side of a trailer by dropping it over, remember, and then it would stay alongside the trailer, and you could feed it by getting off the tractor and putting nails on. I'm not allowed to operate it because of health and safety, but if you gave me permission, I would just put the handle right now.
Very interesting. Nice to see it out. And this has got a loader on the front as well. Not the usual Ferguson banana loader. Which makes this?
Right, I'm just going to pull this lever around here to the right, and you'll see the bale behind me move up a little.
And then they should be on their way. Someone with a roller would come along, repair the road. That would be how it works. In the paint job early last week, so it's very, very fresh restoration. Got a little bit more to do. I want to get the wheel working, but it's got plumbed up at the moment, the filters are off, and it needs a little bit more work. What we got now? Very interesting little Biddenden 302. The owner